Assalamu alaikum. You know, the country is on fire right now. We got a global pandemic. You know, we got people protesting the death of George Floyd. But it's not just about George Floyd. You know, this is about the current system that we have in America, which is the same system they've been had for the last 400 plus years. But I want to make something clear. This thing popped off because of George Floyd and what happened in Minneapolis. But we need to understand something. This didn't just happen in Minneapolis. This happens every day across America, and I don't mean somebody being killed, a black African American, native black American being killed, but the city of Minneapolis uses its police department as a knee on the neck of ADOS people. But they've been doing this for 150 years, 100 years, or whatever, however long they've been doing. They've been doing this since, for decades and decades and decades. This particular situation just went a little bit too far. They didn't know that this guy was going to have such hatred for black people that he was going to choke this man out until he died. They didn't see this one coming, but this happens from time to time on a pretty regular basis throughout this country. Just happens that particular time it got caught on film and we saw that man die. Okay? But understand this, ADOS people. When I say ADOS, I mean no disrespect to anybody that came here from wherever they came from. Don't misunderstand me. But the city of Minneapolis has been doing that forever. It has been doing that for a very long time. That district where that happened, that's Ilhan Omar's district, okay? But this was going on before Ilhan got to America. Ilhan got here in 95. This been going on since way back, okay? They ran I-94 right through the middle of the black community back in the 50s and 60s. 1 in every 8 African Americans lost their homes or their business due to I-95 being run straight through the black community. They did that on purpose because they didn't want to run it through their areas, so they ran it through our areas, okay? But they've been doing this to black people for a very, very long time in this country. Black people, when I say black people, I mean native black people, people whose ancestors come from Georgia, South Carolina, Alabama, North Carolina, Mississippi, Texas. These are the people I'm talking about. And that's no disrespect to whoever you are and wherever you come from. You see, my mother told me a story when I was a kid about her father. My mother was born in 1943. Her father saw a light at the top of the hill one night. So he goes to investigate. His neighbor's house could have been on fire or something. So he goes to see if he can help. He gets up there and it's a group of white men burning a black man at the stake, like they used to do to the witches in Salem. This was in Statesboro, Georgia, most likely in the 40s or 50s, because my mother was born in 43. So my grandfather goes to the top of the hill to see what's going on. It's a bunch of white men burning a black man at the stake. Okay? And they told my grandfather, nigga, you get down here and you put some wood on this fire or you'll be up there with him. Okay? Well, y'all think George Floyd is this been going on. They've been doing this. It don't matter if it's Georgia or Minneapolis or Los Angeles or Baltimore. It doesn't matter. Okay? They've been doing this. A continuation. This ain't just start. And I get sick, white people saying, well, did you go? Shut the fuck up. Excuse my language. Sometimes I get a little emotional about these issues. Okay? But anyway, getting back to my point, they've been doing this. And it's not just Minneapolis. They use the police force in these cities to put their knee on the native black American neck. And then they bring in people like Ilhan Omar and they push them to the front of the line. The city of Louisville is doing it right now. They're giving incentives to people, to immigrants, and pushing them ahead of the people that built this country, ahead of the people that built Louisville. Okay? Because in 1619, when they took our ancestors off them ships, wasn't no roads. Huh? Wasn't no bridges. Wasn't no White House. Wasn't no, you know what I'm saying? We built that with 250 years of free labor. No disrespect to anybody else that got here later. But we did that with 250 years of free labor. And then they bring people in and they push them ahead of you. You understand? They act like they like they really did right by you. Okay? Native Black Americans fight for what is owed to you through the blood, sweat, and tears of your ancestors, buried in this land, buried here in Florida, buried in Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Minneapolis, California, North Carolina. Stop sitting on your asses. You don't understand y'all don't understand what's happening. Y'all don't understand that these old white folks that I mentioned in the previous video, they getting ready to die. They're getting ready to transfer over $60 trillion in wealth to their children and grandchildren. What are your parents and grandparents, when they die, what are they gonna leave you? But all of that 60 trillion was built on the backs of your people. Was built on the backs of your people. And they getting ready to leave it to their children. Their children might not have a whole lot. But when that boomer generation passes away, they're transferring over $60 trillion in wealth to their children and grandchildren. And they built that 60 trillion off the backs of your people, the blood and sweat of your people. And y'all running, I don't know where your head's at. Y'all don't understand it. Y'all don't see what's coming. The prediction is by 2053, black people as a whole will be a wealthless group in America, in the country that they built, in the richest, the greatest economic engine the world has ever seen. Y'all gonna be a wealthless group by 2053. Y'all don't even see what's coming. Y'all think you got it bad now? Because you got 2.6, almost $3 trillion in spending wealth? Y'all don't see what's coming. By 2053, your group gonna be wealthless. You think the police treating you bad now, you wait till you ain't got nothing. And y'all sitting up here worried about all this other stuff. Y'all better wake the hell up. Assalamu alaikum.